So Colin Cowherd has some interesting comments regarding Caleb Williams and his camp not wanting to be played for the Chicago Bears. I know I'm late on this situation, but I felt I needed to get my opinion out there anyway. We're gonna break that down right after this.
Stand down or lay down and get smacked with the pole.
By this time, everybody on that roster should know what it means to beat the Packers. It's simple.
Oh, if I was a coach, Justin Fields would have been balling from day one.
So word on the street is Caleb Williams does not want to be a Chicago Bear. Well, at least according to Colin Cowherd. So the rumor was started, I think, back during the season at some point, but it caught a lot of steam last week. Like I said, I know I'm late on this, but I got to get my opinion on this because it's crazy. It caught some steam after Colin made these comments on his show, and I'm gonna play a little minute-long clip here just to show people who hasn't heard it what he exactly he said. But here it is right here.
10, you're going to think I'm nuts here. I do think it's possible that Washington trades up and Chicago allows Washington to trade up because Caleb and his group do not want to go to Chicago. He's from the D.C. area. I think Dan Quinn is considered the big concern for Caleb Williams, and you have to admit this. Where you land matters. Chicago has never developed a star quarterback. And your first coach matters. You think Eberflus is going to be there 5 years?
Well,
no.
What if Washington hires Cliff Kingsbury? Is that attractive for Caleb Williams? Like, I don't know.
But I'm telling you, so if Caleb went to Washington, he knows for 4 years he's got the same staff overwhelmingly, same head coach, same system, mostly. Kingsbury, if he went there, keep your eye on that, would get paid a lot. He wouldn't go anywhere. Plus, Kingsbury would not leave Caleb Williams. If you go to Chicago, it's almost guaranteed that by the second year, you have a whole new system, whole new playbook, whole new staff. I think there's a power play potentially going to be made that Caleb's like, I'm not going there.
Yeah.
And Washington moves up. By the way, they could give Chicago draft capital and some players. They've got an interior D lineman, a receiver maybe they can move, and some draft capital. You just move it up one spot. So
there it is, Colin Cowherd speaking on the situation. Now you can listen to the whole spiel he made on his show. You go find his YouTube channel. But so my first issue with what he had to say about Caleb doesn't want to be here. So listen, fans on the Caleb Williams side of this thing they're like, I'm hearing a lot of that's BS. Why wouldn't Caleb want blah, 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 blah? First of all, I can understand, me being a Bears fan, I can understand if Caleb Williams does not want to be in Chicago. Somebody's texting me. If Caleb Williams does not want to be in Chicago, I can understand that. When have we ever developed a quarterback? When has a quarterback came to Chicago and excelled? Not ever. We don't have a 4,000-yard passer. I don't think we have over 30 touchdowns in one season, passing touchdowns in the season. We don't have that either. So I can understand if Caleb Williams doesn't want to be here. Justin didn't want to be here. When Justin, I'm not okay. Look, I'm not necessarily saying Justin. I know for a fact Justin Fields did not want to be here. I'm not saying that. But y'all seen how he looked on draft night. Justin Fields did not look happy. Now, I gave him the benefit of the doubt on draft night. I'm like, okay, he fell in the draft. Maybe Justin Fields is a little unhappy about that. But no, Justin most likely didn't want to come to Chicago either. Neither did his agent want him being in Chicago. So I understand that. So Caleb Williams fans, and I like Caleb Williams too, but the people out there that's saying, oh, that's not true. Caleb Williams, he's not saying he doesn't. Trust me. Caleb Williams probably doesn't want to be here. That does not mean he won't come here and play and end up loving the city of Chicago and breaking a lot of quarterback records. I'm not saying that. But when you say it's not true that he doesn't want to be here, trust me, his dad does not want him playing in Chicago. I can guarantee you that. Next point. Where you land does indeed matter. It does matter. But look, what Colin said, one of his points was basically saying he'd rather play in Washington than play in Chicago. Well, if you want to come to a good situation, which is probably the reason he's saying he doesn't want to play in Chicago, if Washington for some odd reason trades up and gets Caleb from the Bears, you're giving up draft capital for the next 3-4 years. You're giving up your star talent. So it'll be a lot like the Bryce Young situation and with the Carolina Panthers, how they traded DJ Moore, their best receiver. So what weapon did Bryce Young have? You signed Adam Thielen over there, but that didn't help too much. As far as the Washington situation, if they trade those draft picks, future draft picks to help build that team around Caleb, and also trade maybe, let's just say Terry McLaurin or one of their star players, you're going to basically put that team in the same situation that the Carolina Panthers are in right now with Bryce Young. You have no talent. You have no first-round picks. You gave those up. So I disagree with – that's another reason the whole Caleb Williams doesn't want to play in Chicago but rather play in Washington. That's BS, because trust me, Chicago will be a way better situation than Washington now and after if they would make that trade for Caleb Williams. Chicago looks like a much better destination. My last and final point on this situation, he said, Colin Cowherd, that is, he said, if the Bears draft Caleb Williams, he said it's almost guaranteed Matt Eberflus won't be here. Listen, I tell you right now, Chicago, y'all decided to go and move forward with Matt Eberflus. If you draft a rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams, Drake May, or whoever, I'm not debating on it. It's probably going to be Caleb Williams. But my point is, Chicago, if you draft a rookie quarterback, Matt Eberflus ass better be here for the next 3 or 4 years at least. At least. Otherwise, it's the same old thing we went through with Mitch, same thing we went through with Justin Fields, and so on and so forth. You're drafting these quarterbacks, and you're letting the coaching staff stay with them for 1 year, and then you fire the coaching staff and bring in the coaching staff who didn't draft the guy. Now you're in this same cycle where now I'm a coach, I'm your new head coach, and I got to deal with a quarterback I didn't even draft. Did it with Mitch. John Fox drafted him. John Fox did not want Mitch Trubisky. I'm not saying that, but he was there when Trubisky was drafted. Fired the next year. Here comes Nagy. Got to take on a quarterback he didn't draft. Okay, boom. Move on from Mitchell Trubisky. Let's draft Justin Fields. Nagy drafts Justin Fields. 1 year, fire him. Here comes Matt Eberflus. Bring in Matt Eberflus to coach a quarterback he didn't draft. Okay, now we're in the present. If you draft this quarterback, you better be ready to stick with Matt Eberflus. That's all I'm saying. I wanted Jim Harbaugh. I didn't want Matt Eberflus. But since you went with him, Chicago, I'm down with it too. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Black Bear Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Robb. Be on the lookout for more updates on Bears news, Chicago Bears news, that is. And follow the channel on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I'm out.